Good morning, welcome to Monday Morning Video on Warrior613.com. I'm Jason. Thank you for joining me today. I hope everything's going well. Wanted to touch on a subject that I get quite a bit now. And I had somebody come recently and I said, okay, it's time to do this video. I'll try not to get too animated with this, but it's one that's causes me a little bit of not anger, but just aggravation, frustration when people consistently go back to this. I had somebody come to me and they say, well, Jason, you know, you could probably go talk to many more places if you would just do a motivational talk. Why don't you just concentrate on motivation? Because we go out there and we watch you, whether it's working out or doing something, and it's just inspirational. Okay, that's not going to happen. It's very clear, everything that God's put in place, and I want to be very direct, so anybody that's thinking about calling me to just come do a motivational talk, I want you to understand, and I mean this in the most sincere, kind way I can. My goal and my purpose has nothing to do with inspiring you to be happy in life. My goal and my purpose has nothing to do with inspiring you to be happy in life. It's not that I don't want you to be happy, but God put me in this wheelchair for a reason. It's not to go around and show people what all you can do with a disability. It's not to go and it is to give people hope. You know, I want to keep a positive attitude because I'm happy. I have hope. I have reason to be excited. But my talk should be motivational in its entirety. I'm not going to pick and choose. I'm not going to be selective. It's not going to be a choose your own adventure for people that want me to come talk. So I want you to understand that 100%. And that's a slippery slope when you start letting people dictate what they want to hear. We do that enough with a lot of our prosperity gospels. That's why there's plenty of teachers of some word, I don't want to say the word, and they give you enough half-truths to make it sound good. You get part of the gospel, and then it's one that's more financially motivated. And that's very popular. People want to be excited. People want to feel like they're going to be successful. And that may be part of God's plan for you. I feel like that's part of God's plan for me because I feel like I'm successful right now. I'm getting to do what I enjoy doing. And that's working at a great place where I get to go out and speak about the gospel if I want to. My hands are not tied, which is a good thing because I'd probably be let go pretty quickly if that was the case, because I don't feel like God has put me here to mute what I feel He's given me. I don't feel like I'm supposed to be a life coach. We've got enough of those out there. We've got enough motivational speakers, life coaches, gurus, self-help. That's fine, and there's a place for you know, help yourself, those types of things. But all of these prosperity gospels, motivational talks, there's a place for motivation. My goal and my purpose that I feel very strongly from God is not to be a motivator. If it motivates you, that's the whole point of my website, is pushing limits for God's glory. And I want to make sure I put that in there very, very quickly and up front in the whole process. It is pushing limits for God's glory. It's not pushing limits for Jason's glory, or look what the guy in a wheelchair can do, or look what somebody with multiple sclerosis can do. It's so when you watch things that I do, it doesn't make sense. I don't want it to make sense. It's nothing that I've pushed through. It's something that God's allowed me to do. And so he puts me in these situations. I've got doctors, I've got some of the best doctors in the world that I get to see. And they've started to ask questions of, he was all for me going down and competing. He was also he was very upfront with me that he didn't think I'd make it through it because my body's not set up to go through that type of back-to-back-to-back competition. It goes into overload. It was going to shut my body down. And so when I make it through, he wants to ask me questions. He wants to know why. I'm not going to come back and say I'm some kind of superpower, some kind of superhuman being that was able to channel my inner strength to go out and do these competitions. That's not it. God's allowing me a platform. I'm not going to come back and say, oh, okay, well, this will be popular. This will be something that people would like to see, because I don't care what people would like to see. I want people to see what I'm called to tell them. Okay, and my story, people seem to find it interesting. I think it's very interesting because I see now how God has, over the last 15 years, 20 years, has put me in a position with little things along the way that line up to do something that doesn't really make sense. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me, and I guarantee you it doesn't make sense to other people. So my story, though, does not work without the gospel, grace and truth. Just like prosperity gospel leaves out problem with pain. It's I can't declare myself to be healed and then be healed. I may be healed tomorrow, but I'm going to be healed in His plan. Okay, so I want people to understand I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm not a motivational talker. I'm not out here to lift weights in a CrossFit box so that you're inspired to lift heavier weights. That's not my goal. And I'm not trying to be ugly when I tell people that. It's just I love you more than to try to elevate my name in something that will help you none. You might feel good for a couple of seconds. You might feel good watching a video. But at the end of the day, when everything is said and done, when we leave this earth, you're going one of two places, heaven or hell. My motivational talk is not going to take you to heaven. As a matter of fact, some of these prosperity talks, and if I go out and give a motivational talk in the wrong way, it could send somebody to hell. And I do not want that. Okay, that's not my purpose. My purpose is because I love you, I want to come and speak what I feel God is doing through me, what I feel God is calling me to do. Okay, and it's not one of these where I'm supposed to go out there and be an exhibition for somebody to feel good about. It's not supposed to be a feel-good video. I don't want to be a cute kitten video that you watch on YouTube and then you show your spouse or your significant other or your children or something that's, oh, everybody feels good. I want to tell you the truth, and the truth is, sin will send you to hell. I've sinned. Without God, I'm going to hell. But Jesus came back. God sent His Son to die on the cross for us. Perfect person, walked this earth for 33 years, and at no time committed sin. He's the only one that could ever claim that. And God sent His only Son to earth to die for us so that we can have eternal life with God in heaven. That is the point of everything I do, is I want you to know that somebody loves you enough. The only way for you to clear this gap between your sin and heaven is for somebody to bridge it, and God sent Jesus to die on the cross for you. So that's the talk that you're going to get. Yes,